What up, what up, what up?
Hey, yo.
More preseason football. I might be weird, but I don't pay attention to preseason football games.
That's not weird. It's not a lot of quality football going on, if we're being honest. That's why you see, I don't think he's a stud, but a lot of people are calling him that. Oh, Bill, Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, all of a sudden he's the hottest thing running, and it's like, all right, guys, listen. He's playing four-string defenses in the preseason,
Yeah, that's why I'm not hot on the preseason. I just don't want to get caught up in all that hype. Like you said, these four-string running backs are doing against four-string people that aren't even probably going to make the roster and stuff, and they're trying different things. They're trying different personnel, different schemes. There's nothing real going on here, and I don't want to get caught up in that hype. So it's all pretty silly.
Every once in a while, you'll find a Victor Cruz or, something like that, where it'll actually translate. But generally speaking, the hype in preseason, it's just because people are dying for something to get excited.
They're desperate. Well, yeah, and people are looking for storylines too. I mean, you get caught up in that a lot too. Content creators looking for storylines, the news looking for storylines and stuff. So they definitely get caught up in stuff like that. But what we do want to talk about tonight is some bargain players you can get in your draft, because there are so many good bargains that you can get kind of late into your draft. We'll talk about some strategies with that. Before we get started, I do want to talk about, we have jersey leagues available that you can come play. For a signed jersey, you can play against us. We each have a league, and you can come play against us and win a signed jersey. I mean, you probably won't, because the odds of you beating us is like slim to none, because we're so awesome. Yeah, something like that. Anyways, I'm in charge of the Hollywood Brown League. Kyle, which league are you doing?
I'm doing the Jake Ferguson League, tight end premium. And last year I did a tight end premium. I didn't even make the playoffs because of injuries, and it sucked. I had the best pair of tight, because last year I had dual tight ends in the lineup. We're not doing that this year, just doing one, but it's still premium scoring. But I had the best pair of tight ends in the league, and I missed the playoffs because it is what it is,
Good Lord. I ran a kicker premium league, and that was crazy. And I did make the playoffs, but my team, I can't remember, it flared out in the first round or something, which is crazy because it was awesome. My team was incredible.
What's funny about that is it was for a Justin Tucker signed jersey, and you did not have a happy ending to your season.
I did not have a happy ending to that. Oh my gosh, what horrible, Kyle. Horrible. Let's see this. Gotta love the dual tight ends. I agree, Grindberg. Joe wants us to come back to Ohio. It's so boring. Yeah, Ohio. I can understand that. And Ben rocking with Brock Bowers and McBride is hella fun. Yeah, dude, no doubt. But Kyle has the best tight end in the league. Actually, Kyle has the best tight end in every league that I'm in.
I have the biggest tight end in the league.
Oh, so true, so true. Okay, well, real quick before we into this other by Kanoa built, one other thing I wanted to touch on here was our merch shop. We've got new merch in the shop. We've got all kinds of stuff going on. We're gonna keep adding more merch in there. You can even get the rookie guide, which Grindberg helped grind out this year, which is incredible, very helpful. Got all kinds of good stuff in there. Like I said, more coming. And you can get 15% off every order in that merch shop with code FFCK15. You'll see that in the ticker down below at the bottom of the screen, FFFCK15 for 15% off. I'm going to add that link into the description of the video down below so that you can get a link to the merch shop and also a link to the jersey leagues so you can go get signed up for those. All right, let's get started on some advice here. Let's go to Kanoa Built real quick. Let me actually hide that too. Let's get our beautiful mugs back up here. Name 2 best late round QBs and tight ends. Okay, so the QBs we're definitely going to talk about tonight. Kyle and I were just talking about that before going live. This has been a really big question this year in particular is late round QBs. It seems like people are wanting to wait on QB a little bit more this year, especially if they miss out on those first couple. But Kyle, while we're already talking about tight ends and how great yours is or whatever, let's talk about some late round tight ends. Who are some late round tight ends that you're going for there?
Well, depending on how big your league is and how late you're talking, I think Brenton Strange is a really, really nice kind of. If you're waiting super late, he's a guy you can get. He's going undrafted in some of the leagues I've been doing. Like he's going super, super late. I feel like he's going to have a pretty decent year. If you want to go maybe not quite that late, I do like Tucker Kraft a lot. I know he's starting to. I think he's worked his way up the ranks a little bit this offseason. I still think he's a little bit lower than probably he should be for my liking. Got a couple of rookies over him that you haven't even seen play it down yet. Hunter Henry is above him on fantasy pro. Or no, he's not. I was looking in the wrong spot.
Yeah.
But those are some guys. Those are two guys I really, really like that are going much lower than I think they should.
Okay, I want to talk about two guys in particular. One guy is Isaiah Likely. I know we've talked about him on past shows, but is this someone that you're targeting late just in case? How much faith do you have that Isaiah Likely will be serviceable this year? Is he more of a dynasty league grab for you?
He's a little bit more of a dynasty league grab for me. I do think he'll have some value, but I think it's going to be very, very spotty. It's not going to be a consistent. I think he's going to be very, very matchup based.
Just like last year. Had a couple big games and that was it.
Just like last year. Yeah.
Yeah. I liked your Brenton Strange. I think that's someone that's being totally overlooked. I've had some leagues where he's gotten totally undrafted, which is wild because he's going to be a starting tight end there. So actually I have two more guys I want to talk on. One is Juwan Johnson. Do you think Juwan Johnson is being undervalued when you're thinking about you have probably some shoddy QB play in there, and usually that's kind of a safety blanket. The tight end can be a safety blanket type of position. Is Juwan Johnson someone that kind of gives you a little bit of interest?
Maybe a little bit. If you wait super late or if you're looking for a backup, I'm not looking for him to be my starter unless you're like in a 16 teamer. You're not going to want him as a starter. It is going to be some very shoddy QB play. Even for a safety blanket, he's going to have a hard time getting probably decent targets. And even if he does, does he have the talent to really turn it into really good production? I don't know. Average maybe. Like he might give you 7 points in a pinch.
Yeah, I could see that. I think it's going to be a little touchdown dependent, and I don't really love touchdown dependent players or tight ends there. So, okay, the last guy I'm going to touch on here really quick is Mason Taylor with the Jets. There's been a little bit of hype around him, and I mean Justin Fields gets it to a tight end. I mean, we've seen him with Cole Kmet and stuff. What do you think about Mason Taylor? I mean, he's had a little bit of hype around him.
A little bit of hype. Kind of the same situation for me as Juwan. I don't want him as my starter. But
we're looking at some late rounders.
For a late round guy that you're looking for a backup, maybe a flex if you have enough injuries and bye weeks or something. I think he does have a lot of potential. Someone else that I saw play part of a game in the preseason was Arroyo that I wanted to touch on. That since I kind of cheated with Kraft in my answer, I do like Arroyo also as a bit of a late round flyer. I think he's got the potential to be a big, big part of that offense. But those rookie tight ends are tough, man. Rookies, they can either struggle or you can come in and do right. Really, until you've seen Laporta and Bowers, rookie tight ends don't really do anything. These guys are not Laporta and Bowers. But
situations are situational. That's the thing with some of these guys is are they dropping into the right situation where they don't have much competition at the tight end position? Can be helpful, Okay, so Kanoa Bill, before we get to your late round QBs, let's hit some of these other because I do want to touch on that for sure. All right, so Frazil, what's up? Question full PPR, who's better, Eckler or Braylon Allen? What do you think there, Kyle?
Full PPR, give me Eckler. He's going to be
I think so.
catching passes out of the backfield like crazy, I think. Excuse me.
Yeah, I think if Eckler can stay healthy and quit fumbling, then he's going to be very serviceable this year.
Yeah, because the difference here is Braylon Allen is splitting with Breece Hall, who is also a very good receiver.
Correct.
Eckler, whether it's Krosky Merritt or whether it's Brian Robinson, whoever it is, he is the premier pass catching running back on that team. So that's where I
agree.
put my money on here.
Yep. Plus Braylon Allen will be the third running option on that team. So
second. Oh, well, Fields. Yeah, you're right.
yeah, Camp Fields, he's the third running option.
You're right. Sorry, I was thinking running back depth chart, but you're absolutely right.
Yep. Hey, Kyle, real quick, is there any sort of pick penalty with this, or is it a super flex league or anything like that that would give you a reason to need to keep a QB over a running back? Give us some information on that, and we'll come back to that really quick. Going back to Kanoa's here, name a player or players you need to walk out of the draft with. Is there anyone in particular that you just feel like you need to have?
There's a bunch of them. Of course,
all the best ones.
My number one is always going to be CeeDee Lamb, of course, but
he's the fantasy MVP, Just saying.
And that one's obvious. But also, like, for me, this one's going to be a little bit obvious, so this isn't my final answer. But I also want to walk out with either McBride or Bowers out of my drafts. I want to walk out with a top-tier tight end. I know that's contrary to, like, if you went to the Expo or listened to Expo at all last week, everybody on the expert panels were talking about, punt on tight ends. I'm the opposite. Give me them tight ends.
Yep, that's silly. And is a difference maker.
It is. It really is. But as far as nailing down one guy I absolutely have to have, that's tough.
Here's my problem is with a question like this is things I'm so flexible. I go in with no game plan of specific players I'm after because everyone's so unpredictable, right? And so I'm just going with the flow. So I don't go in with that. Now I do have a quarterback, not that I have to have, but someone that I'm really targeting kind of late is Justin Fields. And I'm going after him because he has high potential to put up big points, but at a good bargain, which is what today's show is all about. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. But Justin Fields, I've got him in quite a few leagues because he's a late round pick for me.
I think if I had to pick one that is maybe not even consciously, but happens to be popping up on a lot of my teams, is Chuba Hubbard. And it's just based on what he's going to give you and where you can land him in drafts. He's landed on almost all of my teams that I've been drafting this summer. He's gonna give you, top 15 production, and you can get him in the fifth, sixth round. Like, it's crazy.
Yep.
So maybe I would say Chuba Hubbard probably qualifies as mine.
Yeah, I like that pick a lot. Okay, let's get back over here to Kyle real quick. Half PPR, 12-man league. Henry in the first, Allen in the third. He drafts 10th and gets a single QB league. I'm going Henry here in the first, especially with a late pick there. When you think about how that draft would actually go, Henry's not lasting till the 10th pick, and then you will get it. So you'll miss out on the 10th pick, right? Mm-hmm. But you'll turn around and get to pick early in the second. So that's where I'm going with that.
Yeah, there's no way I've got a QB as a keeper in a 1 QB league.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's the other point. Is it's a single QB league. I'm not going for that. You can easily turn around and get Allen in your second round there. If you're wanting Allen, I'm sure he'll still be there. If your league is anything like any of mine. Tyler in the house, what's up, man?
What about?
Let's get over here to Miles. Miles says, should I trade Puka for Achan and Caleb Johnson? Got Jay Jettis, JSN, Rice, Pickens, Trayvon, and Bucky.
Yes, you should. I would. That's someone who's panicking on a little cash strain with Achan, I think. I would absolutely do that.
Yeah, I would do that just because your other wide receivers are really good too. And I feel like Achan and Caleb Johnson, both young running backs there that could be really good. I think that's the thing.
Bucky Achan are your starting running backs. That's gross. And then, I mean, you look at those receivers, JSN, Rice, Pickens. That's 4 really, really solid guys. I would definitely do this.
Yeah, Pickens has definitely recovered a lot of value, and Rice, his suspension not coming on right now. I mean, very serviceable this season, so I'm loving that. Let's see, Ryder, can you rate my team?
Do we ever go back to Kanoa and his 2 late QBs?
Nope, because we're going to get to QB conversations here very soon. Once we run through some of these chats here, because I want to get back to that QB discussion for sure. But that's going to be probably a long discussion, and we've got the Wheel of Death ready to go for QBs too. So, all right, so let's rate this team real quick. Got Allen, Bucky, Bijan. You cheated. This is cool. Yeah, no, this is a great team, dude.
Yeah.
You've got top quarterback. You've probably got the top running back plus another top running back. You got a top tight end. Jason and Smith are decent. Like I'd say, like tier 3 wide receivers, tier 2, tier 3 wide receivers. Worthy as your flex kind of sucks, but considering the rest of your team, I'm okay with it. Sanders great. Texans defense, who cares? You'll just run through your defenses throughout the season, so I'm not really worried about that. What are you rating this one, Kyle?
We doing letter grades or 1 to 10?
No, let's do a 1 through 10, 10 being the best.
I would probably give this about probably a 9.
I was thinking about 8.5. I mean, it's fantastic.
I was between 8.5 and 9. Yeah, like I prefer my wide receivers to be a little stronger, but
yeah,
you're so strong everywhere else. Like it's solid.
Yeah, you get a little bit of a ding just because it's a 10-man league, so it will be a little bit better than a 12-man team, but it's a very, very solid team. So 8.5 for me, 9 from Kyle. Brent wants to know, where does B-Rob go? I think B-Rob stays.
Yeah, like I really don't see. I think he'll be an in-season trade. There will be somebody will go after him when there's an injury.
Yep, I think he's gonna have to wait for an injury.
Yeah, I don't think he gets traded preseason.
No one really needs a running back right now, I feel like.
I would take him in Dallas, honestly.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I feel like we have enough mid.
We're not going to do it
there.
We're not going to do it, but I wouldn't mind it.
Yep. All right, let's see. Frizzil, who do you like more, Jaden Higgins, Luther Burden, or Kyle Williams? What are you thinking there, Kyle? That's tough. There's gonna be some late wide receivers there.
Shoot, that is tough. Because I like Kyle Williams a lot, but I don't know about this year. I don't know if I don't think Diggs will be there next year, and then I think he really breaks out. Burden, there's too much going on in that offense.
I don't like Burden, if I'm being honest.
So
he's my least favorite.
Yeah, give me Higgins. Because right now, Kirk is the number 2 in that offense. It won't stay that way. He'll get outplayed by Higgins. So give me Higgins.
Yeah. I like Higgins' situation better. I like his QB more. I just like it more there for him. So, which player are you staying away from?
Kyle Pitts is dead to me.
For sure. Is there anyone you're not buying the hype on, I guess?
There's no, not really. I'm just kind of glancing through here. There's nobody that jumps out as far as like I'm not buying it.
There's no red flags in there anywhere.
Not really.
There's always
red
there's
flag.
always red flags on or people are always raising concerns about like oh crap, why doesn't it just leave me? I swear I'll get there. Kyron Williams. Kyron Williams seems to get some red flags every year.
I'm not worried
You
about.
worried about him at all?
No, I'm
Okay.
not worried about Kyron. I guess if there was one other red flag, I would say beware of DK Metcalf. Like he never put up.
I'm with you on that.
People are all about him in Pittsburgh. He never put up elite numbers in Seattle, and he's going to an Arthur Smith run first offense. Why do you think he's going to be better? I mean, Aaron Rodgers.
It doesn't make sense.
Like Aaron Rodgers is not going to play better than Geno Smith did. So I just beware of DK. Don't get caught up in that hype.
Yeah, and I'm also worried about Cooper Kupp, which I know he's going really late, but he's really tempting late in drafts, and I'm not buying into that. I'm a little worried that he doesn't really fit into that offense properly, and he's also probably not going to stay healthy, so I'm a little bit worried. I know it's hard when you see him late in a draft. He's sitting there in the 10th round. You're like, ooh, Cooper Kupp in the 10th. I don't know, man. To me, I'm too worried about it. I feel like it's a waste of even a pick there. I'm letting somebody else take that chance.
Maybe one other one would be Nick Chubb.
Yeah,
I just don't think
I'm not buying into that
to do anything with that opportunity down there.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna throw out something that's gonna make people mad. Maybe Omarion Hampton. I'm not buying it, man. Just his situation. I mean, they still got Najee. Like, I don't think he's going to be a workhorse back there, and I think it's too early. Like in Dynasty, sure, I love him, but in redraft this year, I'm not buying him early. Yeah. And he's going early in drafts.
Yeah, it depends on how healthy Najee is. I mean, he's been a little banged up, but I don't know, man. First, rookie running backs are tough. I mean, when you look at the history of rookie running backs, they don't perform great.
Yeah.
I mean, you have your exceptions, obviously.
Right.
But
I don't know. I feel like, again, the running backs are so deep that they can now afford. I mean, they're drafting too deep, and sometimes you don't even know which rookie on a team is going to get it. There's a 6th round draft pick and a 7th round draft pick. Which one's going to be it? You don't know. Yeah. And so, but Hampton, sure, good running back, but he's not in the greatest situation in my opinion. But people are hyped. People are freaking hyped.
Not in the greatest situation for this year. You're right.
Correct. That's what I meant. Yeah. Sorry, talking about redraft there.
I'm with you on Dynasty, though. I'm all in on him on that. I like him there.
Let's see. Lion Worship. Can't wait for next weekend. I got my home draft. Dude, we had our home draft this past weekend. They're the best. They're the absolute best, dude.
They're my favorite. Yeah.
Can't beat a home draft. And then Cardinal wants to know, how excited are y'all for them boys, Cowboys, that is.
Cowboys, sorry. Just kidding.
How excited are you this year, Kyle?
I'm cautiously optimistic.
Yeah.
I think we'll be above 500. I don't think we're a playoff team. Not this year. I think we need one more good draft and offseason on the defensive side of the ball before we're back in the playoffs.
Oh, we just can't get our offensive line healthy either.
Can't get our line healthy, and our division is ridiculous.
Well, that's what I was just about to pull up the schedule because, the Commanders are really good, of course, and then the Eagles are really good. I'm not worried about the Giants, but we play the Packers. The Broncos aren't going to be pushover. We play the Chiefs, the Lions, the Vikings, the Chargers are going to be fine. Like, we got a tough schedule, man.
Yeah.
It's not easy. So I think, like you said, I think we'll get just over 500 maybe, but not feeling great about our playoffs chances this year. I'm excited to watch Pickens though. I'm excited to watch that offense and see what comes about. I'm also cautiously optimistic about Williams at running back there. I think that there's possibility that he can be revived a little bit with his career here. So
I think Jaden Blue has a
okay.
decent year. I think it'll start
That's
slow.
true.
I think it'll pick up. What has me concerned is the amount of players we have on defense coming back from injury in our secondary,
Yep.
and just the lack of beef that we have to stop the run. Like we're gonna be, 3-4 year ago Dallas Cowboys, where we're just having to put up 50 points a game because we can't
Yeah.
stop any other team from scoring.
Well, I'm also very nervous about our head coach.
Yes, that. Oh God,
I don't know that I love it. There's gonna be some proving to be done there, and so I'm a little nervous about it.
that does make me very nervous.
Um,
Oh,
okay, let's get into some. Do you want to get into? We'll get into the bargain bin later. You want to go ahead and do that quarterback question really quick,
yes, I want
um,
to know
and
if
I want to get into the quarterback discussion really quick. This was named 2 best late round QBs. Um, do you want to name 2 late round QBs, or do you want to do the wheel of death? Whatever. And talk about some QBs and let that kind of roll into this conversation.
do the wheel of possibilities. I don't know which QBs did you put on the wheel.
Uh, all the ones that are past, like, I don't know, the top 5 that are obvious, because the QB situation this year is you're kind of looking at those top 5. And if you don't get one of those, if you're not willing to get one of those in like your first 3 rounds, then you're kind of punting QB until like round 8-ish or later. So who are you after then? It's just like, who
Mhm.
am I waiting on, and how
I can tell
late am I
you,
willing
I
to
could
wait?
tell you exactly who I've been grabbing in all of mine, but if we want to do the wheel, let's do the wheel. Then we could talk about
Let's do the wheel first. Let's do the wheel. We'll talk about Kanoa stuff here too. Okay. So oh my gosh, I've got a bad glare. Let me get this up here.
the
See, can you
crazy
see that?
glare.
Oh my god. Can't see
It's
crap.
so much
Oh
glare.
my gosh.
Put it on the
Please.
other side and maybe
I'm
spin it
going.
just a little bit away from the light. There you go.
I'm going. It's horrible is what it is. All right, here we go. Let's see what we got. You can't even see who it's landed on. Let me turn this the other way. Oh, hold on. I'll just tell you. Oh, Drake May. Drake May. That's a good one. Okay, here's another one. Let's see. We got no whammies. It went Drake May again. Cool. I'm really consistent. We'll do it again. It really wants to talk about Drake May. I swear, if it goes Drake May again, it almost did. Jared Goff and Drake May. So
All right.
both that are, let me see, Jared Goff and Drake May are actually side by side in the draft rankings on Fantasy Pros. So that's kind of interesting.
Yeah, it is.
So let's talk about redraft. Drake May and Jared Goff. Let's start with Drake May. What do you think about Drake May this year?
I think Drake May has a chance to make a really good leap this year. We already saw a little bit of what he could do last year, but I think there's a little bit of running capability there that is going to help his, fantasy points just a little bit. He's also got an improvement in his supporting cast as far as who he's throwing the ball to, which helps a lot.
Yep.
Including a better running back. He's gonna have a better backfield around him too. So a lot of things there have me very, very excited for Drake May this year.
Yeah, unfortunately, you took pretty much all of my talking points. Supporting cast much better.
What happens when you make
and
me
then and I wanted to touch on his running capabilities too, because it's the Justin Fields sort of situation too. You don't have to win real life games to be valuable in fantasy football, right? You don't have to be a good real quarterback in real life, right?
Very true.
Tim Tebow used to be a great fantasy quarterback. He wasn't winning a lot of games. He wasn't the best. RG3, I don't know, he wasn't winning a ton of games, but some of these guys are very serviceable in fantasy, even though they aren't in real life.
Yep.
And some vice versa. Some of them are very good in real life. Tom Brady, not really that good for fantasy, right? So it's just how the cookie crumbles there. So and Drake May, he may not be the best. He's not talked about at the top of the league or anything like that. But he's very serviceable in fantasy, and he's a good price. That's a bargain buy right there. He was one of the ones I was going to talk about tonight for a bargain buy. Drake May is going so late because people are undervaluing his running capabilities there in the yards on the ground that he's going to get.
Yeah.
Okay. Now let's talk about Jared Goff. Is Jared Goff one of those players where he's doing really well in real life, but not much of a fantasy asset, Kyle?
He was until like the last 2 years. Now he's also putting up fantasy points. Things I like about Jared Goff are he has an amazing supporting cast around him, and he plays in a dome on home games, and quite a few away games too, if we're being honest.
Yeah.
Things I don't like about Jared Goff, he has a really good supporting cast around him, so they end up running the ball a whole lot at the end of games.
Right.
And they just lost the offensive coordinator to the Bears. And so it's like, I don't know what this offense is going to look like now. That makes me a little bit nervous for a guy that thrived in a system. Will he still thrive without it? I don't know.
I have a question. Did Jared Goff finish as a top 15 or let's say a top 12 quarterback last year?
I don't remember. I'm going to say probably not.
Jared Goff finished.
The year before he did, he finished like top 5.
Last year he finished as number 6. The year before that it was number 7. The year before that it was number 10. So he has been consistently in the last 3 years a top 10 quarterback.
See, I thought he decreased last year, not increased.
Yeah, he did quite well. He had less attempts than the year before, but they were more effective and more efficient. So that's wild to me because he is going late in drafts. So late. In fact, we just had our home league draft and he went undrafted. He's just sitting out there on waivers because he's so undervalued. Yeah.
Joe.
Yes. So someone say you'd be jacking Goff if you drafted him late.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's hilarious. I love that.
In front of everybody, too.
Yep. So he's been a top 10 QB, a QB1 the last 3 years. I feel like he's kind of in the same boat as Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield has broken through to that tier 2 where he's been a top 10 quarterback now the last 2 years since he's been with the Bucs, and it's just been overlooked. He was number 4 last year, 10 the year before that. So these guys that are a little bit more traditional, I get Baker runs it a little bit more, but Goff is more traditional. These traditional type quarterbacks are becoming very undervalued and kind of sneaking under the radar there.
Yeah.
Everyone else is just kind of like, oh, I want that running quarterback. But some of these guys have enough weapons and score enough points. The Lions score so many points. When you think about even you got Jahmyr Gibbs, how many touchdowns is he scoring that are actually receiving touchdowns?
Right.
They're putting up a ton of points. They were. I don't know about now, losing their awesome coordinator, but I'm sure that they still have so many going to veer too far off of it.
Yeah, any offensive coordinator is going to put the ball in your best player's hands, and that's Jahmyr Gibbs and Amon-Ra St. Brown and Sam Laporta. It's just how often are they going to throw it around versus run it, because that defense is also super, super stout. And now they're going to be healthy, whereas they were not in the back half of last season. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see for sure what happens with Goff and the Lions.
I agree. But okay. So now that we've kind of talked about Goff and May, who do you prefer in redraft this year?
Are we doing the thing, or do you want me to just answer?
No, I'll let you just answer.
I think I would rather have Goff this year, even with the offensive coordinator change.
Yep.
I've seen him perform. I know what to expect. May is still young. We don't know what he's going to do. We don't know how good that chemistry looks with him and his receivers yet. I'm going to give May one more year for redraft. I'm going to go with a more sure thing, what I feel like is a more sure thing in Goff. Play it a little safer.
I agree. I'm a safe player. I like Goff too. Goff also, I know we kind of mentioned he plays indoors. He plays in the dome a lot more, even when he goes to Minnesota or whatever. He's still playing in domes, right? So domes. A lot more inside. That New England weather will ding you on the season for sure. So I don't know, man. I think I'm going with Goff here. I think he's undervalued. Way undervalued. I mean, he's going undrafted. Wild.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I agree with that. That's crazy.
Yep. So now am I going to go pick him up? No, I already have 2 quarterbacks on my team, so I'm not going to go take him as my third. But
I believe it's 2 running quarterbacks, if I'm not mistaken.
it is. Yeah. So I have Bo Nix and Justin Fields. And these are guys, if we're talking about value, I feel like these are huge values too, especially Justin Fields. No one really believes him. But again, we saw him put up huge fantasy points when he's healthy.
Mm-hmm.
When he's healthy, he's putting up big points. Why wouldn't you want that?
Justin Fields could win people some leagues this year.
Mm-hmm. Now, am I starting him over Bo Nix week 1? Hell no. I'm going to sit on him and see what he does. Because it's also possible that he's grown up a little bit, not going to scramble quite as much. Maybe he's got a different quarterbacks coach that's teaching him some things. Who knows? But I feel like you don't have a quarterback like Justin Fields and then tell him, don't run the ball.
Justin Fields is going to Justin Fields.
He's going to Justin Fields and he's going to run that damn ball. And
because even if it's not a designed run, he's going to scramble his way into a breakout run or two at least,
100%. I got him at pick 1005 in our draft the other day. What a bargain. Like you said, he could be one of those late gets that could win because he could put up huge fantasy points. So I love him there if he stays healthy.
Yep.
So speaking of well, no, I'll go to that later. I was going to say the league winners, sleepers down here that Kanoa said, and Mad Scientist said Cedric Tillman and Joe Flacco. I don't see Joe Flacco holding that. I don't think he'll end up keeping that starting job. I mean, he started to fall off last year. I think he had one good season in him. Even the blind squirrel finds a nut now and then, and Cedric Tillman.
And then he robbed Baker of comeback player of the year that year. Like,
stupid, very stupid.
Holy.
So that was absolute trash. But anyways, did you have any other quarterbacks that you wanted to talk about?
Did we want to talk about Goff and May dynasty, or is it pretty obvious we would take May and dynasty over Goff?
Yeah, I'm taking May over dynasty. He's just so much younger, and I think, like you said, they're starting to get some supporting cast around him and everything. I think that's coming, and you've got that rushing ability and stuff. Jared Goff is getting older. Yeah, I'm going with Drake May in dynasty, kind of.
Yeah, me too. I just didn't know if it was obvious enough or if we needed to at least.
No, I think it's fine. I think it's good to touch on for sure. So, anyways, there's a couple late quarterbacks there that are interested because, again, we keep getting asked, if we're punting quarterbacks, who are you going to? And I'm kind of picking up Kyler Murray's way undervalued. I'm picking him up later. Dak Prescott's going to be good this year. I mean, the running game's going to be a little down, and he's got an extra wide receiver, probably the best wide receiver too, maybe he's ever had.
Yeah.
Because Brandon Cooks wasn't great. Let's see. I'm not in on Brock Purdy. I'm not really in on Justin Herbert. I like Drake May. I like Jared Goff. I'm not in on Caleb Williams yet.
I don't mind
Jordan
Jordan Love.
You don't like Jordan Love?
I don't mind Jordan Love.
I don't mind him. Yep. I like him in that offense. What do you think about Trevor Lawrence, though?
I think he's got a real good chance to bounce back from last year's injury and have put up a pretty good season. I like Trevor Lawrence this year.
Okay.
He's probably one of your best deep sleepers at QB. I mean, they've got him ranked at 18 here. I would take him, I don't know, 13, 14 probably. Like, say they got Purdy at 12. I'd take him over that.
Yeah, I've never really been in on him. He did finish as the QB 8 in 2022, QB 13 in 2023, and then last year at 27, but he only played 10 games, which is probably closer to like 9.5 games. When you think about when the injury occurred.
Where did Jordan Love finish in 23?
Oh, let's just see where Jordan Love finished. Jordan Love in 2023 finishes the number 5 overall. You want to talk about making a statement coming right in
because he went to like from like 7 to 17 or something last year, right?
17 last year. Yep. So he dropped quite a bit.
A lot of injuries last year, though, to him, to his team. So Jordan Love's another one that I like a lot more than people are giving him credit for this year.
Yeah, Jordan Love missed 2 complete games in there. Another game he had 63. He had one bad game. He had 63% snap count, so that hurt him. And then week 18, he had a 35% snap count. So really, if we can remember, we can kind of remove 3 games from that, and he came in at the number 17. So I'd be curious if he played a full season, how that would go.
Some of the games he did play, I mean, he's just banged up.
Yeah. So if he stays healthy, the team stays healthy. Thing is, they're so deep with talent there too that really helps. So, kind of keeping going down. CJ Stroud has fallen from grace a little bit. He's down at number 19 on their list. Don't hate him. He's a good athlete, but getting his wide receivers healthy will help him a ton too. If he can get his wide receivers
healthy. He did the same thing. He came in, had a great year, and then fell off. A lot of injuries on his team last year too. But I think what this is really telling us, looking at these rankings, is just how deep QB really is.
100%.
I mean, it's ridiculous. After that top 5, like you said, there's not a lot separating any of these guys.
No, now there are guys I would pass on. Again, like Brock Purdy, Justin Herbert. I'm not in
with the order and the rankings, but there's still very little.
They're all kind of the same.
Separating them all. Yeah.
Comes down now, the last game
reference on a lot of them, I feel like.
The last guy I kind of want to discuss really quick is JJ McCarthy. What are you thinking about JJ McCarthy this year? Kind of a big question mark, but has some rushing ability there too. Is he kind of like this year's last year Drake May, kind of coming onto the scene, showing some rushing ability? And
maybe he's not for me.
Yeah.
Excuse me. He's not somebody I'm drafting. I'm taking that chance on. When there's that many decent QBs that I can grab a pair of and have a backup, like I'm not that worried about trying to draft McCarthy.
It's too big of a question mark, even with all that talent around him.
Yeah. I would rather take, looking at these rankings, 2 spots later, I'd rather take a chance on Bryce Young on my roster than McCarthy this year.
I agree.
Young looked good at the end of last year.
I know, man. Bryce Young looked really good. And you want to talk about rush? He kind of showcased some there at the end. He got a few rushing touchdowns. I say that I've looked it up before. I'm going to look it up really quick because it was quite.
Which is funny.
Last year he had 6 rushing touchdowns.
Last year was
Not
really
bad.
the tale of two seasons for Bryce Young. Because, like, if you'd have told me last year at the beginning of the year that the Panthers were going to draft Ted McMillan, I'd have been like, poor guy. But then the way he ended up and played the end of the season, I'm very excited for Ted McMillan in Carolina this year.
I am too.
He's going to have a very, very good year now. So, two very different halves of the season for Bryce Young last year. It was interesting.
I have a quick question since we're talking about him. Would you take a late flyer on Adam Thielen, considering Bryce Young's playing better and they have had a connection in the past? Do you think that Adam Thielen is still useful this year?
Absolutely. Ted's not getting every target.
Yeah, but they've got the other guys, come on board there, Coker and stuff, and they got some work and stuff. But I feel like that wasn't necessarily with Bryce Young. I don't know. I feel like Thielen is also being overlooked just because of his age and Ted coming on board. I feel like
he is very, very much being overlooked, and because he does have that chemistry with Bryce Young. Young trusts him
100%, and he should.
Yeah, so he's going to be a red zone and a first down, move the chains guy.
Yeah,
sure, Coker's going to be in there and get his stuff, but I think Thielen is a fine, super late round guy that you can get for free, basically.
Yeah. Leggett. That's Leggett, legit. Yeah, Leggett. He's another one that, started to come on a little bit, but Adam Thielen's still listed as their wide receiver too. I mean, I feel like that is a trusty dude right there.
Absolutely agree.
Perfect. All right, let's get over here. I'm just going to show this again just because it was hilarious, the jacking Goff. All right, let's get over here and Hustlin' Bruce got an offer of Kincaid and Warren for Andrews and Pittman. Tight end premium dynasty. Am I missing something?
I'm assuming you're receiving Kincaid and Warren. If that's the case, do it as fast as you can.
Yeah, I'm also taking the Kincaid Warren side of this. Andrews is getting old. He may not even be with the Ravens next year. Might get some playing time lost this year. Pittman, not a tight end, so he's not getting tight end premium, and that quarterback situation sucks.
Yeah, Warren is the golden piece in this trade. A young stud tight end, that's a no-brainer for me. I don't think you're missing anything.
And Kincaid, I think, is gonna get there. I don't think he's gonna Kyle Pitts us. I don't think it's gonna be that bad. But Kincaid still holds some trade value. So you might even be able to flip Kincaid in another deal if you're not comfortable having Kincaid.
Yeah, and Kincaid's actually had not this last year, but the year before actually had a pretty good year. So there's still a lot of potential there for him to grow. I feel like the hype for him wasn't as bad as it was with Pitts too. I think that's what upset people. It's what upset me with Pitts is there was just so much hype, and it's like, bro.
I mean, Kincaid last year had a really bad year, but he also only played in 13 games. So that also really hurts, so you just felt like you were getting raked over the coals with him because he just wasn't playing that much. So that really hurts. And that's hard to get into a groove. When you're missing big chunks like that, it's hard to get into a groove. It's hard to not only with your own gameplay, but getting, cohesion with your quarterback. It's just you kind of get phased out, but they don't have a lot of what I would say fantastic receiving options there. I mean, Coleman's fine, Shakir's fine, but those aren't that's not huge competition for targets. So I still like Kincaid. I like Warren there. So yeah, if you're getting that side, then I would do the two tight ends, especially in a tight end premium league.
Yeah.
All right. I think we're all caught up on chat there. Let's talk about some more bargains. And the one that I think we should definitely talk about, because we are running out of time, is the one that was on our thumbnail. Kyle, I know you wanted to talk about him. What you got?
Yeah, so probably the most criminally underrated guy in drafts this year is Cortland Sutton. And it is absurd to me that he can still be ranked so low, being drafted so low after having such a good year last year. He's gonna have even better chemistry with Knicks this year. Just signed a new contract. Like they've got him ranked under DK Metcalf on Fantasy Pros. Like, are you
That's
kidding
wild.
me? Like, this Sean Payton offense is fixing to throw the ball around. Cortland Sutton's the number one guy.
Just got a contract, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's what I just said. He just signed a new
Oh,
contract.
sorry, I missed that.
Like, there's no reason not to be drafting this guy probably an entire round or two earlier than he's actually getting drafted. It's crazy. Like, he's going to end up in top 15 at least wide receiver. Everybody's getting ranked and he's getting drafted outside the top 20. It's nuts. So
okay, lightning round. Do you want Sutton or Devonta Adams?
Sutton
or Tyreek Hill?
That's tough. Give me Hill.
Okay, Sutton or Marvin Harrison Jr.?
Harrison.
Ooh, Sutton or DJ Moore?
Sutton.
Yeah, I had to give you another one that you would pick Sutton there. So, yeah, I mean, he's up in
the
the mix.
You start working up the rankings. I'm like, okay, well, let's just pick all the. Marvin Harrison's an interesting one for me though, because I have so much more faith in Kyler Murray than a lot of people, and I know you do as well.
Same.
So
yeah, I agree. You know, Kyler Murray is getting the same as the Baker Mayfield. Like, it's just Twitter talk. People like to talk trash on him, and then it's popular, and you get clicks and you get likes. And it's like the dude is still winning games. He's still an NFL quarterback. They're not drafting someone behind him. They obviously have a lot of faith in him. He finishes when he's healthy. He's very serviceable in fantasy. I'm looking here at his history, and let's see, 6'3", 10, 19, 20. Oof, boy, he gets hurt a lot. But any season where he's playing at least 16 games, then he's a top 10 quarterback. I don't know what to tell you. He's a QB1. So go talk trash elsewhere. You're silly. Kyler Murray is a QB1. So get the hell out of here with that Twitter talk. That's absolutely ridiculous.
Silly.
Okay, I'm going to give you one more. Would you rather Cortland Sutton or Higgins?
Say that again. You cut out a little bit on me on this end.
Sutton or T. Higgins?
Sutton.
Yeah, I was wondering, like, T. Higgins ranked number 14 here, but he's also the number 2 wide receiver on that team, whereas Cortland Sutton's a clear number 1. And Bo Nix, Higgins, solid.
To me, T. Higgins is always one of the most overrated wide receivers in fantasy. Considering how many games he misses and how many ups and downs, how inconsistent he is being the number 2. Like, last year he had a great year last year. It was one of the healthiest seasons he's had. Give me the number 1 for Bo Nix over the number 2 for Burrow. Did you see that offensive line in that clip the other day? Like,
though,
Burrow's can I throw life all season long?
No, I'm gonna tell you something very interesting. T. Higgins played 12 games last year and still finishes the number 17 overall wide receiver, which blows my mind. But there were a lot of injuries last year. Injuries get worse and worse every year. So
Burrow the Bengals, didn't have a defense last year, so they just were just throwing the whole game. It was crazy.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting. So T. Higgins, but he also had a 40-point game, a 30-point game, another 30-point game. So those really offset his 4.3, 6.9, 9.3. Those big ones really offset. So kind of a boomer bust. But T. Higgins, when he's healthy, pretty solid. But he's still the number 2, and Cortland Sutton still the number 1 on his team. And I think Bo Nix is just going to get better. Sean Payton's gonna make that work between them better and better. And so I have faith in that for sure. All Are there any other bargain type players that you can think of? I can think of another one real quick, I guess, while you're thinking, is Calvin Ridley. Calvin Ridley is another one that you can get pretty late. Again, these guys get a little bit older and they just get kind of forgotten about. And Calvin Ridley is one of those that just because he's a little bit older doesn't mean he's not the wide receiver one on that team still. That just kind of blows my mind. Why is Calvin Ridley being looked over? Is it strictly his age?
Maybe.
In quarterback play, maybe, I guess.
Like, I know Tennessee traditionally has not been an offensive juggernaut the last few years, but I have a lot of hope for Cam Ward, and I think they have a good shot. I mean, last year there was a lot of mouths to feed there, relatively speaking. He's the guy now. Like, who else are they going to throw to? He's going to be a target monster.
Yeah, I mean, what? You gonna try to tell me Tyler Lockett is worthwhile? Get out of here. Don't think so. Don't think so. Joe, are you talking about Calvin Ridley there? Oh, we like the stream. Thank you. Thank you. Are you talking about who are you talking about with 4 games where he was wide receiver one? But Calvin Ridley, I feel like, and again, we're talking, these aren't like top tier guys. We're just talking about bargains. Like these guys can hit your starting lineup and you're getting them for cheap, right? You're getting like after the 10th round. So who's not great? Oh, Higgins. Yeah. No, he's saying the same thing about Higgins. Yeah. Not great at AD.
I think probably one of the most underrated receivers in fantasy right now too is Jacoby Myers. He's not a sexy pick. He's not a sexy pick, but he's consistent. He gets fantasy points, and he gets an upgrade in QB this year. Like, I like me some Jacoby Myers this year.
Yep.
I think Stephon Diggs could make a splash for your fantasy team this year, and you can get him super cheap.
I have a question about one other guy that's really fallen from grace before we get to our last question here with Trey. Chris Godwin. Boy, you want to talk someone who's just going late in drafts. I literally watched a draft the other day. I was just watching the draft, and Chris Godwin in a 10-team 16 rounds went undrafted.
Undrafted. That's absurd.
I agree.
Like, I understand going late, but undrafted? No.
Him and Ayuk both undrafted, just sitting at the top of the, like, people just avoiding them.
Ayuk is going to miss more games, but he'll be back. I don't know how effective he'll be. Godwin's going to miss maybe a few.
Are people that scared of Igbuka?
I think so. Like, some of it is the injury. Some of it is, well, if he misses games, Igbuka's going to take over and he'll never get the spot back. If I don't have any problem drafting Godwin. I would be much more tentative now about drafting McMillan now that he's hurt on IR for most of the season, probably.
Yeah.
Igbuka is 100% going to take his spot. So, I don't know.
Well, McMillan was always the one I thought was going to take the hit anyways. But Godwin?
Me too, but I feel like I saw a lot of people saying that Igbuka would end up being the number 2, knocking Godwin down the pole. But to me, like, I just don't think so. Baker and Godwin.
Yeah.
I don't see it happening. So
I don't either. So that's a good get late in drafts as well. Like that could be a really good one. All right, Trey, I see that you have typed all that in. We'll finish on yours. I'm gonna do this ranking really quick for Alex Solomon here. Can you rank my team? Okay, Connor. Ooh, good QBs. Oh, just talking about McMillan. That's funny.
I think he means Ted, but yeah.
Do what?
I think he's talking about Ted McMillan.
Yeah, probably. You're right. But it was funny to see McMillan and Igbuka right there.
Yeah.
Tight end. That's fantastic. yeah, those aren't sexy quarterbacks, but they're good quarterbacks, right? Like that you kind of did where you were able to wait on a quarterback and get you some solid QB1 play there out of Baker that is overlooked and undervalued. Loving that. Achan and Kamara. Kamara is another undervalued back right now, I feel like. Again, age.
Yeah, it's just an age thing. People are scared of him. Connor too. Like, there's been a lot of off-season chatter about Benson. People are down on Connor. I think Connor's gonna have a good year.
If he stays healthy, he's doing great, man. So I feel like I like this team a lot. I feel like this is one of those teams that went after some good value, right? So you were able to get CD and Achan in your first 2 rounds, pick up Kamara probably in your third.
Yeah,
No,
Bowers.
Sorry, I was just looking at that. I was like, Bowers, yeah. And then Kamara probably in the 4th, followed by probably Baker and then Tet.
This is a team I would have built.
This is good. This is a really good team.
I'd give this one about a 9.25 maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say about a 9. That tight end is very solid too. I mean, you got the top tight end. You've got a top 5 running back, a top 5 or a top 3 wide receiver.
I feel like I went too high on the team we rated earlier because this does feel more like a 9 than that one did. That one's more like 8.5, like you said. I think it's hard to blind rank teams, though. It really is.
Yeah, it is. It's fun though. It's fun. I mean, because you can see some of them, you're like, ooh, that's a 6. We've had those before too. So,
and I've seen some where it's like it's 10, it's MF and 10, and it's just like
I've seen some, and I'm like, this is a 6-man league. Your team is too good. It's cheating. So, all right, let's get over here to Trey really quick. We'll finish up helping him out. New to all this, he says here. A newer fantasy player. So join an 8-man. So that right there will give you a pretty good. Can you grade my first big trade? Traded away Hurts, Henry, and Smith. Got back Lamb, Allen, Tony, Pollard.
That's a 10 to me, dog. Like, I love that.
Leaves his team looking like Allen, Chase Brown, Hampton,
Lamb,
CD, Justin Jefferson.
Your team looks like my dynasty team. This is fantastic. Lamb, Jefferson, and McBride, bruh.
Yeah. I mean, to me, it's pretty even. Like, I mean, I think it's a good trade.
Yeah, I think it's a fair trade. I like your side of it better, though, personally.
Yeah, I think so. I'm just more so away from the trade. I'm just looking at this lineup, and I'm like, ooh, I like what your lineup looks like now. I think is more where I'm at on that.
Yeah.
I'd be curious to see what your bench is too. Let's see. Do I trust my core Chase Brown or Hampton, rookie from Steelers? Yeah, Tony Pollard and Joe Mixon. Ooh, I like that you got Joe Mixon late. Because yeah, he's being undervalued too. No, I mean, there's always room for improvement. Always room for improvement. If I'm you, I might be taking a couple of these guys. I might be taking Hampton over to whoever owns Najee Harris and trying to sell that. I kind of like Kyle. Do you like Joe Mixon over Hampton?
Not until I know a little more about how this injury is going to play out. The Mixon has.
Yeah, it's interesting.
But I do like Caleb Johnson, the rookie from the Steelers that he lists here. For those of you watching at home,
yep.
I think you take some combination of Hampton, Pollard, Mixon, find someone who's shallow at running back, put a couple of them together, and upgrade that RB2.
Yeah, because these are solid running backs. You've got a solid running back room, but it's too many, right? Like, you're never going to start all these guys. You're never going to need them all. So you need to take 2 of them, 2 or 3, and like Kyle just said, find someone who punted on running back way too much, and they need an upgrade, and you can do a 2-for-1 here. And other than Chase Brown, let them have their pick.
Yeah.
You can pick 2 of these 2 for another stud, and you're going to still have some good depth. So That's what I would do too. That's fantastic. Joe really loves that trade. I don't love it in all caps. I do like it, but I'm not a.
I
I'm
do
not that.
because I like how it made his team look. You know
Yeah,
me.
yeah. Eight
You give
man
me
is all about
Lamb
having the
Jefferson.
best players.
You give me Lamb Jefferson and McBride. I'm gonna need new shorts, Pepper. Or Cotton.
Joe
I'm
hits
Pepper.
the nail on the
Pepper needs new shorts. Cotton.
Joe hits the nail on the head here. 8-man is about having the best players. You can always find depth. There's always depth in an 8-man league,
100%.
and that's why you have 5 serviceable running backs on your team. That's why you need to go out there and package them together and try to get a stud upgrade. Appreciate the help, boys. Yep. For sure. And he said his friend is an Eagles fan, so it helped a little. Hey, that's exactly what you got to do, man. You got to find those fans and find those homers and take advantage of it. So, all right, guys, we're going to wrap it up there. We went 10 over, but it was too fun. Love fantasy football. Love football season. It's finally upon us. Ready for some real games to get started, though. I'm tired of this preseason BS. One more reminder, if you want to play in a jersey league against us, go to fsan.com. The link is in the description. You may have to refresh. I added it during the show. So you can click on that. You can get signed up and join a league. Again, I'm the Hollywood Brown League. Kyle is the Jake Ferguson League, but you can join whichever one you're interested in there. We got a lot of signed jerseys to choose from. And then also don't forget to check out fsan.shop and get some cool gear over there. If you use FFCK15, you get 15% off all your orders. So that's going to do it for us tonight, guys. Good luck in all your drafts because it is drafting season, and you can reach out to us anytime, and we'll holler at you next time.
See ya.